Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin Starr, a 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno!
Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fried Fogel again.
Ugh. Welcome to the OYO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter at Bragley. That's Braggley. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon. You can find him on Twitter at Brandon Dubich. That's Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. And fresh from the live tweets, which I did not look at many of them, we were joined by producer Seth, who was telling me to put a big smile on my face while I'm throwing up some specific fingers in the Zoom call. You can find him and block him on Twitter. That's at Setah5, Setah, and the number 5. What's up, Brando?
I don't know. I think I scored more points this weekend than IU's offense did. Brutal. Hard to watch. Going to be hard to talk about. Big picture, nothing changed. I mean, at least for 2/3 of this podcast, we predicted a loss. So it's, again, similar to what I'm saying in the Iowa game, Cincinnati game. It's not that we lost. It's how the loss happened.
Yep,
and we'll get into it for sure.
Real quick, a final score, if you didn't know. Indiana 0, first shutout ever since 2000. At number 4, Penn State 24. So 24-0 was the L on the night.
Now, think about that. In 21 years, think of all the bad quarterbacks.
We've had to think about the bad overall teams, the bad defenses, the bad quarterbacks, the bad offenses, the bad coach, the bad everything.
Some of the quarterbacks that have lined up under center scored more points than we did on Saturday.
Cam Kaufman,
Edwin Wright Baker.
who was the coach's kid, the redhead that played?
Yeah. That's Cam Kaufman.
Is that him? Yeah.
No. Cameron.
Cameron's kid.
Yeah.
He played at Penn State and we scored points. I mean,
Danny Cameron.
All right. So a little bit of perspective. I don't have any presser news. I went to bed. I mean, there was a point in our group text that I just said, I've never felt so frustrated and disappointed. Like, at least against Western Kentucky, like, it took me a while to like calm down because I was so anxious. But it was like once they got to 21, I think, then it kind of set in, and I was like, I don't see us doing anything because the things that need to be changed cannot be changed in the middle of the game.
The wedding venue actually had a TV above the dance floor, and I was moderating my drinking because I knew I had to drive. It was, a 7-hour drive with a little boy. But then they started doing right after the blocked field goal. And then I just started drinking bourbon on the rocks like every 5 minutes, just like running them out. And I am hungover as balls, and blacking out.
Good. That's perfect. That is perfect. Okay. Well, this should be pretty quick. I'm sorry to be so glum, guys. I know that we're supposed to be I'll get into it. We'll get into it. I've got some positive things we'll talk about.
Things went right.
They did. Things went right. What do you want to just take the obvious one? I've got 2. So,
I loved how well our defense played. I mean, especially Micah McFadden. He's going to be a guy I miss watching play. And not just on the field either, like him on the sidelines being dejected, like hurt my heart. Like, he is literally putting his mind, body, and soul out there, carrying the defense and just watching this abysmal offense So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take the obvious one. I think there's again, we'll kind of talk about this on stock ups, I'm sure, but I mean, yeah, giving up 24 points, but to that offense, I mean, we sat here and gave out all the numbers that, you know, the wide receivers were giving up and Clifford were giving up, and yet that defense put us in a position to win the game multiple times. Not even that, put our offense in position to score points. What did I say? I said our defense was going to have to put us in plus territory and make it easy on the offense. That happened. That absolutely happened. And yet we still couldn't.
The perfect example would be the Raheem Lane. So what did he get us down to? Inside the 30. We got down to inside the 10, I think, or around the 10, and decided inside the 10, and had 4th and 1. And I'm screaming at the TV, just take. And I'm pretty aggressive. You're on the road. I get it. You don't want to kick field goals. You need to score touchdowns. You don't know that the defense was going to play as great as they did, but take the points, man.
Always.
You got to take the point. How many times have we done this as IU fans over the last, since Kevin Wilson came in? Take the points.
I wanted to wait to talk about this because it's in my stock down, but then you don't take the field goal there, but you take the field goal when you're down 3 scores.
Did you hear his explanation for that?
No, I didn't.
I know it's not great. It's just he wanted to get points on the board at that point in the game.
I mean, then you're admitting defeat, which also is worse. Like that answer actually, yeah. I mean, Seth just put loser mentality. Like you don't just say, oh, again, we were giving Seth a hard time saying there can be moral victories in this game. And you and me shut down the moral victories. That's essentially what Tom Allen just said. That's pathetic. Honestly, like I was mad. Now you just pissed me off more.
Well, that was a Twitter quote. So I didn't hear his whole quote. So I can't tell you that he didn't say like, I just wanted to get points at that point. Our defense was playing great, put pressure on their offense to continue to have to score instead of have to do. I mean, basically, they just ball controlled us.
Yeah.
The whole 4th quarter because we were still alive. I mean, it was 20, 21 or 14. I can't remember going into the 4th. And I felt like, if we could string a drive together, get a stop, then we'll put a little bit of pressure on them because, and that's my first thing. I'll just say it real quick. I'm trying to tell you guys, man. And it finally shows up. The defense is great. The defense is really good, and I feel terrible for them.
Yep.
1, the amount of injuries that happened yesterday, crazy. 2, the offense does nothing for them. Nothing. Iowa, nothing. Think about everything in Iowa. 2 pick sixes. And then how many bad time? Like you had the James Evans bad punts. You had everything. I mean, Petras was terrible. Goodwin was, or is it Goodwin? Tyler Good, whatever his name was. He was bad outside of 1 run.
Yep. We said he had under a 3 yards of carry if you take off the big run.
It's just, I don't know. But then on the flip side, I guess you could say, like, look at what Notre Dame couldn't move the ball against Cincinnati. We moved the ball against, whatever you want to do. It sucks. But my only other thing that went right was, and it's going to come up, I'm sure. I'll just say it, but Tuttle looked good. Tuttle looked like regular back there.
I think the offense looked better, but that's also comparing absolute shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he looked good. I'd say he worked whatever that freaking offense Sheridan wants to call a scheme. He looked better running it than Penix looked running it.
Let me tell you, as somebody that was slightly less drunk than you were at that point in the game, the fact that his feet, when he would take a 3-step drop and sit there and deliver the football. He would take a 5-step drop, sit there and deliver the football. If he didn't have a play or saw an opening, he would run the football and he would slide or he would dive forward. He was out there doing what we should expect from let's be honest, we'll say it. He was a top 10 Heisman favorite going into the season. Everywhere you looked, he was like top Big Ten quarterback, top this person, top 10 Heisman quarterback in the country going into the season. Now he's not top 10 anything. Nothing. And I'm not here to pick on individual players. I understand. I can get it. I've never had that serious of an injury, so I can feel for him to have three different season-ending injuries and to be maybe mentally just thrown off by that. I get it. So I'm not going to pile on him. I'm not going to do that. That was disgusting, by the way. Some of the stuff I saw on Twitter, I just stopped looking at it. But I thought Tuttle looked like a totally different player, just a totally different, confident quarterback back there that was running the offense, making his reads, didn't have anything, made a play. So stats aren't going to show that. The interception, by the way, for those screaming at their whatever their listening device, they didn't show it enough on TV, but confirmed by Seth, was definitely tipped. I mean, we talked about it. Like, there's no way. The angle of his body, the way his arm was going, that ball went.
The physics of the ball. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't taken physics since like high school, but like from the little that I know, like the ball can't travel like that.
The ball went 10 yards to the right while he was full on throwing to the left. So
correct.
Man, we'll hit it real. Let's just do one, I guess. What went wrong for you? It's probably the same thing.
For me, I mean, again, the play calling and the in-game management was the most, like, for me.
On one side of the ball, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, again, I think a few of the, we've already talked about the field goal decisions. I think, I'll get to it, but I think a lot of people need to have accountability for this, but I think it kind of might start at the top. Tom Allen isn't absolute of guilt here. And I mean, again, we can go into a lot of the offense, but the play calling in game management, I mean, I think we're beating ourselves there too. And I just kept pulling my hair out. Like, that scene from Liar Liar where he, like, Jim Carrey, like, goes like this with his hair. Like, that's what my hair looked like, because I was just pulling my hair watching some of the in-game decision-making that was going on.
Yeah. I do know that he tries to keep his hands completely out of the offense.
You can't.
He's not an offensive coach. I know that he can't do that. He needs to have some say, and I think I don't have any sort of inside thing. I'm just going to take a guess. I would not be surprised if tomorrow there's some sort of movement somewhere. I don't know. I'm not saying you can fix it. What are you going to do? Let's have this question. Hopefully this isn't one of your randos. What are you going to do? What fixes it right now? The only thing that popped into my head, because I asked myself this question last night, you could just put McCullough in there, I guess. But he's never run an offense.
Yeah. I mean, so here's my thing. Here would be my fix. Run freaking slants. Like, run, like, because right now it's either screens or bombs. There's no use of the middle of the field. There's no use of the outs or hooks or anything like that. And just run some basic freaking crossing routes. Like, start making things easy. It doesn't have to be a cute jet sweep running back, weird ass route. Just run freaking basic plays. Like, that's where it's got to start. And then it has to stop being so predictable. It can't be 1st and 10 halfback dive, 1st and 10 halfback dive. It needs to have some creativeness. It needs to have some randomness to it, and it needs to incorporate the entire field. That is what I would, and to me it seems easy, because that's not what we're doing.
Well, the thing that I noticed too, and we noticed this from the Cincinnati game, maybe the Idaho game, where the tight end move. So the tight end, what do you want to call that? The pulling the tight end from one side of the line of scrimmage to the other side and running that inside zone play from there worked immediately in that game. The very first time they ran it, boom. I think that was one of the longer runs for Stephen Carr. I think it was 11 yards, something like that. You never saw it the rest of the game. Never saw it again. I'm not saying run it the very next play, but guess what, dude? It worked. Put that one over to the side. This is the it worked pile.
How does your slot receivers only have 2 catches.
Well,
Like,
Freifogel was playing there quite a bit. How many catches did he end up with?
he had 5. He also had a million drops.
He had more drops again, man. Like, we're not utilizing Miles Marshall enough. We're not utilizing, like, even still with, I mean, just like they were just so bad. Well, I don't want to pile on the players, man. You know, I don't do that. I don't do that because whether or not we know the talent that's in Michael Penix, we know that it's there. It's just gone, man. The confidence is just trashed, and it's I don't know. It's never going to come back. So, we'll see. We'll wait for the injury update again. I was not cheering. I was not excited that he got hurt. No. There was a lot of that on Twitter. I don't know. It's sure maybe Seth saw it. I don't know if he was checking the feed or not on the live tweets, but my goodness, man, it was bad. So, let's see. Let's go on to, for me, what went wrong. I guess I'll throw one bonus one in real quick, and then I'll do my real one. Targeting, man. Like, what are we talking about?
So inconsistent.
What is the definition of targeting? It's leading with the crown of your helmet with intent to injure, right? Okay. Tell me that sack on Jack Tuttle was not the exact definition of targeting. He led with the crown of his helmet into the side of the face mask.
He was launched. He was literally launched.
Literally launching himself into the side of the helmet. It wasn't a dirty play. I don't want that to be a thing. That's not a dirty thing. I don't think he was intending to injure Jack Tuttle. I think he was trying to make a big hit. He came off. He was free. He was going to make a big hit. He's a defensive end, of course. But that is the definition of targeting. You want to know what is not the definition of targeting? Being pushed into a quarterback that's being sacked from behind. That's not the definition of targeting. They don't effing know anything. Then what? The very next possession, Bjornsson, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, that was a headhunting shot.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. But here's my real one. My real one's injuries. I'll pick injuries again. I mean, Reese Taylor, God bless him, he tried to come back. Did we see Cam Jones again? I think maybe late. No. Tywan Mullen, that poor kid. He had to have been in tears going off the field. They showed him. I think there was like a little cut shot of before the game. He's out there full pads, hat on, helmet on, whatever. That was very football term. But helmet on. You could just see the disappointment through he's got a visor on and everything. You can just see it right through there because he had a trainer come out and tell him he just can't do it. And then obviously Raheem Lane, who I guess you could call probably the player of the game on defense. Well, one of them, McFadden, I think is pretty easily the player of the game, but one of them on defense. I mean, there's just so much. They talked about this, and I got kind of upset about it. Todd Blackledge, he's a little bit of a homer in this game, but he said it takes the major. Maybe it was it Sean McDuffie or whoever we were with? Who was it?
McDonough.
I didn't get any audio, so I luckily didn't get to hear anything.
They were great. They were fine the whole game. They were pretty forgiving for like a lot of the injuries for IU and stuff like that. But he said something along the lines of the bigger programs like Ohio State, Penn State, Florida, all of them. If these injuries happen to them, they've been recruiting for years, and it makes sense. But I get it. They literally did no research on the backside of this team. So to be down to like our fifth corner. There we have no depth, obviously. Lane gets hurt, and a former SEC starting safety comes in and fills in his spot. So that's the part. I don't know. It just bugged me a little bit. But let's get into stocks. We'll stick with we'll do it the same way we've done it the whole time. Let's go stock down first, and then we'll do stock up, and then we'll get super happy before the promo, and then we'll do randos and Seth Sack, and then we'll get out of here. So what's stock down on offense for you? Good luck picking one.
Stock down on offense? Yeah, I mean, I went with someone who stock has been plummeting, but it was a player to watch. It's got to be Freifogel, man. I mean, he's becoming a liability. Now, no other wide receiver is showing that they can make an impact either.
No.
So it's like, it's not like we're calling for Miles Marshall or, we're calling for Buckley. But, so I don't think Freifogel's in any shot of like losing his opportunities or losing his target share. But the guy, that his hands were his thing.
Mhm.
Like, if he doesn't have hands, what is his thing?
Yeah. You said Buckley. Buckley never saw the field. I never saw him out there.
Yeah, Seth said he didn't even dress.
That's crazy. He must be hurt then. Again, injuries. The injuries are nuts. I mean, it's not an excuse to play like this, but that's crazy. My stock down on offense. We've kind of hammered them enough. Offensive line, the entire offensive line, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you're talking zero run lanes.
I think I'm remembering this correctly. Wasn't like the first play Tuttle was in, he either got sacked or got blown
smashed.
up.
That was the targeting call that didn't get called. Yeah. Totally smashed by
just
Cam Jones to the
hilarious.
outside. Yeah.
Like first play, he just gets killed.
Mm-hmm. I was saying to myself, I was like, I'm so glad he held on to the football. Like, that's your first time in all season outside of Idaho where he didn't get touched and he just gets smashed. I'm telling you, though, there's something about that kid. That kid's Peyton Ramsey 2.0, I think. So if he plays the rest of the season, I can see us doing better than 0 points. that's for sure. Yeah, my stock down, and it's not, again, I'm not piling on the players, man. There's got to be some sort of development somewhere. And talking to some other people during the game yesterday, they're talking about, we just need to develop our players. We just need to develop our players. Well, look at the offensive line. Left tackle, transfer. Right or left guard, recruit. Center, transfer. Right guard, should be a left tackle. Right tackle, recruit. What are we going to develop? We've got Sales on the bench. We've got some other people on the bench. If we have all these transfers coming in that have coming back again, even the transfer we thought was going to start at center is no longer at center anymore. So we're not developing anything. Dude, we used to develop crap. We used to develop Wes Martin. We used to develop Dan Feeney. These people were not recruited by anybody. Jason Spriggs. These people are playing on Sunday because of whatever we were doing before. What are we doing now? This is awful. We could have a terrible team, but you better believe that offensive line for the last, I don't know, except for last year, what would you say, the last 5 years, 6 years has been, you never, ever had to worry about that offensive line, ever. So just disappointed. What do you have on defense? Good.
Again,
this one is good luck picking somebody here.
So, yeah, I'm going to take a cop out. And I've already said it time and time again because you put defense, special teams. This is where I'm throwing Tom Allen in. Because, again, he's a coach. He's the defensive coach. But he also needs to take some accountability here. Special teams continue to be shaky, whether that's James Evans, whether that's the block kick, whether it's the decision making to kick or not kick. So, yeah, I mean, I've already said it enough. I don't need to say it again. But, yeah, I'm putting Tom Allen. Again, his stock, was insane through the roof in the beginning of this year. It's taking a hit. I mean, again, you've lost 3 top 5 teams, but so not the national perception, maybe not of Tom Allen, but some of the in-game things of the way I see him has taken a hit for me.
I was going to say nobody, but I just was looking through some of the stats and I remembered us talking about somebody that I think everybody on the podcast loves. Marcelino Ball you want to talk about somebody coming back from an injury and being just not there anymore. He's out of position a lot. Western Kentucky, like Seth's saying right now, is just, you can't match him up. You can match him up on a big tight end. I think he'd be fine. But did you not? Well, I'm going to save him for a minute. But you put him on a wide. They had him on Dotson so much yesterday, and he just got worked. I remember there was I think maybe a fourth and somewhere in there. They ran a play to Dotson out of the slot, and I saw ball was on him, and I knew that's exactly where they were going to go, no matter what. He would. It's not there for him anymore. He used to be the dynamic dude, like freak show dude coming flying off the end. He can't get any pressure on the quarterback whenever he does rush. It's just been off for him so far this year. So I'm going to say stock down. Again, everybody, we are doing fairly decent as far as like getting more listeners. So this is cool, but this is your first time listening. Stock up, stock down. It doesn't mean we hate somebody or that we're done with them or that they're never going to be good again. It's just right now, after this game, this particular player or coach or whatever, you're not buying any stock in that right now. So I'm no day trader or anything, but I'm not buying stock in McCrary Ball right now. So let's get happy. Let's raise the tone of our voice a little bit. I know you can't because you sound like me after going to a game. Instead, you've just been whiskey kicking the shit out of your own voice. But we have a stock down from Seth.
Yeah, I commented that I was happy that we got the good camera people for the first time. But I did not appreciate that they kept saying that the coach on the sidelines was Charlton Warren. It was not Charlton Warren. Who was that, Bragg?
Jason Jones, I believe.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes. So bad look for ABC there. He is a defensive coach, but he is not the defensive coordinator. He is the safeties coach. So what Seth was hinting at there is that they are both African-American men, and they just continued to show Jason Jones and talking about him as if he was Charlton Warren. So for a second, as they were talking about him and showing somebody on the field, I was like, oh, cool. That's cool that he's down there on the field. That's not him. All right, cool. Well, that's a little bit of a lighter thing. So let's get up to stock up, Brandon, on offense.
Hendershot's playing on Sundays.
Oh, dude, he's so good.
And his draft. So I mean, again, I was hard. It's stock up, draft stock up. I mean, literally everything. I mean, this is the Hendershot we wanted to see last year. You've mentioned, his head wasn't completely in it. When his head's in it, when his heart is in it, he's a stud.
He's so good.
Bona fide stud.
He's incredible. And they need to get him the ball more, and they will, hopefully. Give me Tuttle, man. Give me Tuttle time. I know his stats weren't great. 6 of 12, 77 yards, 6.4 average, and 1 pick. Now, again, we talked about the pick. Pick was deflected. That one was not his fault. If you want to talk about a pick that was, no, we're not doing it. Not going to do it. He just looked confident, man. He just looked like he knew what he was doing out there. He knew what the plays were. He knew where to throw the football. He knew if it wasn't there, he knew he could run. He only had to run. He ran 4 times, but this is taking out some of his sack yardage too, right, Seth? Is that what they do in college? So 4 times for 8 yards. He was sacked once, maybe twice. He looked sharp. So if he has to fill in for Penix, if this is going to be a long-term injury or something that's going to keep him out for a bit, we're not going to lose anything if we don't gain anything. So big stock up for him. And when your stock is at nothing, I guess, just pure potential for stock, then it's going to be up. Seth, what do you got?
Yeah, stock up on the King Tut shirt from, what is it, Daz?
Oh, nice. Yeah, Daz. Yeah. Shout out to Daz. I don't know anything about him. You tell me. You're the one in communication, Bob.
Just like the King Tut shirt. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. On defense, this is going to be fun. Stock up on defense. Let's let Seth go first. You have stock up on defense?
Yeah, I actually do. The interior line played really well. I liked Weston Kramer, and 94 is Elliott. I'm blanking on his first name.
About time D-Mac showed up, man. DeMarcus Elliott's been concerningly quiet. But yeah, no, I agree. It was a position group that needed to make Clifford one-dimensional, and they they did their job for sure.
Yeah. He did have 58 yards rushing. There were a couple like clutch runs that he ended up getting out of it. But again, he had over 100 yards last year. So that's nice to keep him under. And his passing was nothing, dude. 17 of 33, 178. He had the 3 touchdowns. They were all close touchdowns. They showed a stat where anything over 10 yards he threw down the field, he never completed a single one of them. I think he ended up getting maybe one. So the defense was good. So are you going to eat crow here, or do you want me to take that one?
You can go ahead.
Bryant Fitzgerald. Holy cow. That dude played a ball game yesterday. Now, you could say you could put him in stock down. That dude should have had a pick 6. If he would have turned around, and he knew it too. I mean, as soon as he turned around, it was like, oh, the ball was right there. He was pick 6 in that one, but that guy was playing out of his mind. 5 tackles, 1 TFL, was flying all around the field. He looked really, really, really good. And that's somebody that has not played very much at all this season, I don't think. So good to see him out there. He is the backup to Ball. I'd be surprised if he does back up too much more, if they don't.
No, I think he's got to be a starter.
Snaps, so
again, starters don't mean much. Like you mentioned, the more important word is snaps.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What do you got?
Sticking with the safety position and going Raheem Lane.
Yep.
He never had an interception before. He's now responsible for 2 takeaways. I mean, he was a guy that we didn't know what we were going to get. And now, I mean, this isn't the first time we're talking about him, right? So that, this isn't like he came out of nowhere, but he's stringing together a very nice season. And again, going into the season, I would have had his stock as pretty low only because he was an unknown. We talked about into the season that the safety play was a question mark. I think the safety play has been great.
Solid. Solid. There's one weakness. I'm doing rabbit ears, whatever you want to call it. It's interior defensive line. And if they play anything remotely close to what they played like on Saturday, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So okay. So Raheem Wayne, cool. Awesome. Anything else? Did we miss anything else? I mean, obviously, quick shout out real quick. Micah McFadden was crazy yesterday. I mean, and he got the rep, or he got the what am I looking for? Not rep. Respect that he needed for that kind of performance. 8 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hurries. I don't have the sack numbers there. I know he was there a lot. I know he made a huge play. Was there a big play? I think he made a big play on like a quick screen or something crazy. And Gerard Handy had just lined up just a smidge offside and ended up calling back. But that dude was crazy. Also, quick shout out Ryder Anderson, also 8 tackles, 1 TFL. That guy looked great as well too. And he's looked good all season. Both of them have. So you can't get much higher stock than what they've got already. So speaking of not getting much higher of a stock than what you've got already, let's get a quick word from our sponsor, the Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to check out their sick gear from shirts to hoodies to koozies. It's almost hoodie season. It was hoodie season for like a couple of days, and then it's like back to not hoodie season anymore. So we'll see. As a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout and hit MTC owner and IU alum and kind of a Penn State fan, Garrett, where it really hurts his wallet. Now, back to the show. Revisit prediction. Seth said we were going to lose 1731. Brandon said we were going to lose 1936. I did not give a prediction. So I win. I'm just kidding. I said we were going to win 24-21. I win. Brandon second. Seth is an idiot, and so he doesn't get anything. So moving on to everybody's favorite part of the podcast, Randos. Brandon, cheer us up a little bit.
So yeah, with 5 teams in the top 11, how good is this Big Ten? Because I feel like it's going to get a lot of love, but I don't feel like any of these teams are actually good.
No.
So like, are national pundits going to see this too, or is the Big Ten just going to be made out to be Are they as good as the SEC? Blah, 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 blah.
So here we go. I'm looking at the schedule right now, actually, for next week. You're going to find out Penn State, Iowa. No, you know what? You may not. Let's say that game ends 13-10. What are they going to say? Wow, what a great defensive game. Both teams are so good, blah, 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 blah. But I could honestly see Iowa coming out and just going nuts because it's at home, 4:00 game. It's going to be crazy, dude. I also wouldn't be surprised if Nebraska slips up Michigan a little bit. And I don't know who Michigan State's got next week. I was looking at next week's schedule. Now it's gone. Where's it at? But Michigan State, Seth at Rutgers. They're at Rutgers. Rutgers not good. Try to tell you guys that. But Rutgers at 5-point favorite. That's it for Michigan State. Hammer that if you want to for entertainment purposes only. Hammer that one. Let's see here. Ohio State, D's, really good offense. Defense is what it is. And it's the same thing all the time at Ohio State. Wisconsin, no. God, that's bad, dude. Wisconsin, Illinois. Wisconsin favorite by 8.5.
The Billama Bowl.
Yeah, there you go. So, no. To answer your question, short answer to your question, no. I think that there is one really, really good team with a very dominant defense, and that's Iowa. But that's it. Penn State doesn't have that on defense. You can talk about their corners. You can talk about all this stuff. They weren't that good, man. We were missing passes. We didn't have time to throw the football. We didn't have an offensive line. You have an offensive line, you can beat Penn State. No problem. So, cool. What's the next one? Do you have any opinions?
No, I think the Big Ten's a fraud, and just the way the schedule plans out, a lot of these teams have inflated records.
Yeah.
So my next one is repeatedly make fun of Matt Corral, Peyton Thorne, Sean Clifford. Do I need to stop calling players out? Because it seems like please. Whoever I absolutely hone in on turns out to be really, really good. So This is less of like a question and more of like a demand. If I start going in on a guy, please stop.
Turn your mic off.
Can you do that? Can you just like mute me
Yep.
while I'm going on a opposing player rant?
Do you want to know what I did? You know how many yards they ran for yesterday? 209. Well, go back and listen to the preview. Oh man, they've only ran for barely over 100 yards against two teams so far this year. No way they're going to run the football. Kayvon Lee, 9.3 yards per carry, 8 carries for 74 yards. Clifford, 10 carries, 58. John Lovett, 10 carries, 41. Noah Kane wasn't anything, no big deal, but 42 carries, 209 yards, 5 yards per carry. So I'll stop that as well. It's our fault. I mean, they clearly listened to us and bulletin board material. And then they were like, oh, that's what we need to do against IU. We're not been running the ball. They're not going to expect us to run the ball. We'll just run the football. No big deal. But the dude couldn't. Let's get back to this for just a second. Your boy, Big Red Dog. Not good, bud. Oh my gosh. I'm just watching the Penix. They're just showing me the highlight of the Penix pick when we're up. We're down 14. He just made 2 giant throws on that drive, and he just lofts one up for an interception. What a joke. The pass, not the player. We don't talk bad about players. So what's next? What do you got?
So you're way more of a historian than me. I'm more hyperbolic and dramatic, but this is the worst IU offensive performance since when?
Man, you're gonna put me on a. We played
the only one I remember when we lost to Wisconsin, like 63-3.
But at least no. So you're talking about the 80-point game?
Yeah, 83. Yeah.
That's we at least scored 20-something points. So what I'm thinking is of recent. Seth saying Michigan 2000. That's when we lost like 50-0. Yeah, but that's different. What I'm thinking is Penn State at home. It was either the Mark, who was the safety? Mark
Greg Heaven.
But there was Greg Heaven, but there was a Mark
Lewis, Mark Murphy.
Mark Murphy. Yes. We lost 10-7. There was one pick six on defense. That was our 7 points. I think we lost 10-7 or 13-7 at home against Penn State. They're going to say it's a bad weather game, but we stayed there, and that weather was not that bad. It was a little cold, like a little bit of that mist, but nothing that bad. Yeah, that was a bad performance. That was the last one that I can remember. I mean, no, you know what? No, Iowa. There you go. Iowa this season. That offense was terrible, but it was obvious reasons why the offense was terrible. So I don't think
question.
It was play calling.
And this is just because I hate misery and want to torture myself. You're down 4.
Yep.
2-minute warning. You got 2 options at quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger or Michael Penix. Who do you have more confidence in to lead you down for a drive?
What team?
I mean, they're on their respective teams. Yeah. Michael Penix is on IU. Ben Roethlisberger is on the Steelers. Who are you more confident in drives it down and scores?
Roethlisberger. It has to be, unfortunately. Yeah. So
my wife with the quote of the night goes, I can't handle both of my football teams having bad quarterbacks.
At least mine has a decent one. What did I say today, Seth? Kind of good. But I meant that is like, he's like really good, but he just doesn't have enough time to throw the football, and both of his ankles are totally broken. So he's good. Carson Wentz is who I'm talking about. So, okay, that's enough of the Brandos randos. Seth, you want to reach into your sack and let us know what you got?
Yeah, the 2 things I got today. Normally I have questions or opinions. Today I have unquestionables. The 2 things you can't question about this IU team. The first one, we've talked about it a lot, the effort. The kids are giving it their all. They're leaving it everything on the field. There is nothing, we talk about all the time. We try not to say anything negative about the kids. They are doing everything. They're diving, they're scrapping, they're doing all the right stuff out there. And there is not one bad thing to say about, guys not trying, not playing hard. And then the other thing I have, and I said this in a tweet. Oh boy, here we go. Nick Sheridan is a criminal. $500,000 per year. That's what he's getting paid this year. And they are robbing a perfectly good defense that should be, if you're holding teams to 24 points, you should at least be in the games with a chance to win.
I don't mean to cut you short. Let me cut you short for just a second. Let me interrupt you. You talked about they wouldn't have gotten to 24 points, you don't think, if we're scoring with them or scoring along with them.
The time of possession isn't what it is. Like, let me look it up. I think they had the ball like 36 minutes. 35
They had the ball
minutes.
34-53. We had it 25 minutes.
And ran more than 70 plays, right?
They had total. I don't know if ESPN's going to show me this.
It doesn't, but no, you had defense at 70 plus defensive snaps. So yeah, I mean,
yeah. So just every issue that the defense is just from overexposure, and I think the injuries are a direct result of that as well. So.
Yeah, you said it last week.
Yeah. What if I told you the yards per pass were 5.9 to 5.7, and we still lost 24-0?
Mac Jones football right there.
Who?
Just game manager.
Jones. Yeah, that's it for your sack. Okay, cool. Keeping it going. Final statements. I didn't write anything down, but I can give you one. Okay. This is Brandon and I talked about this before. This is the perfect time for a bye week. The injuries have been a major thorn in our side so far this year. Tywan Mullen not playing that game last night. Losing Cam Jones, who was just playing incredible alongside Micah McFadden. Losing Raheem Lane, who was debatably our best player on the night. You cannot give up. Seth just said it, man. These kids are trying. Like, the effort is there. I don't want to say that they're trying. Every team is trying. You would think UConn's trying, right? Like, they tried to win yesterday. There's no point in not trying in college. You don't get a better recruiting pick or whatever because you don't finish with a win. Support the kids. The next game is homecoming. Don't let it get by you. Michigan State is not a number 11. Are they ranked 11th? Is that what you're telling me?
Yep.
They're not the 11th team in the country. I don't care what anybody says. They can run the football well. Their quarterbacks, we saw what he does last year. We'll be okay. Okay. We're 2-3. We've got winnable games along the way. I think this bye week is perfect for us to maybe we'll call our podcast this during the week. Reset expectations. Maybe. I'm not saying we're going to give up or we're going to give up on what we were aiming for at the beginning of the year, but my 10-2 is gone. Okay. 9-3 still there, technically. Okay. It can happen. We've seen crazier stuff, right? Like Seth's eyes in the Zoom call right now. So just don't give up, man. I mean, I went on a rant on Twitter enough on this. So just support the kids. Don't call them out. If you want to go after a coach, that's fine. They're paid a lot of money for stuff like that. That's fine. But don't go after the kids. Don't do that. And let's show up to the games. Keep it going. Don't sell your tickets to Michigan State fans. Give them to me. I'll give them to somebody else. All right, bye.
Yeah, I mean, expectations were going to be my entire rant. You just said it. When expectations fail to live up to them, it's hard. And that's why this sucks so bad, because the expectations that we all had, that we built up, is done. So I'm going to feel sorry for myself today. I'll probably feel sorry for myself tomorrow. And then from here on out, negative Brandon is done. Telling you that's my final statement. Negative Brandon is over. Starting Wednesday, only positive vibes from here on out. I'm not calling out opposing players. I'm not calling out our players. I am just going to be positive and have fun with this season as much as it can be. So that's my final statement. Less about IU, more about me. And like you said, again, you hit it.
You're going to talk more about yourself? About how much of a Steeler fan you are? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. You know, I work that in every pod.
Oh my gosh.
But there we go. That's my final statement.
Oh, I can't. I was celebrating that. But as I was celebrating that and watching Seth be devastated in the background, I was like, oh, you know what? He's got a point. Our listeners are going to go away if we don't fight with each other every single podcast. So
it does make for good content.
Right. All four of them will leave us. At least maybe one of them will stay around. I don't know. My wife. So, Seth, you good?
No, I got one here. Yeah, the friend version of me is happy with that. The producer version of me is infuriated. All right, so I'm gonna get this out of the way. I can't wait for Michigan State. Like, ooh. I don't even care about the game. Like, whatever. Like, I get a chance to see you guys again, or at least we get to go to a game again. Like, hang out with friends. We're in fall. It's going to be leaf season.
The leaves are going to be beautiful.
Dude.
Yeah.
How do you not get excited about going to a football game? That's all I got to say. This is
know
awesome.
What that means? Brandon knows he's going to be so mad too, because he's going to another hashtag cancel fall weddings for that game. Fall means I break out the fireball and the reds in the big red container for tailgate. So, yeah. So that is what it is. There we go. Again, check us out. I'll let you guys know on the lead up to the Michigan State game where you can find Seth and I. I'm pretty sure Brandon's not going to be joining us for that one. So be sure to check out the pod on Facebook.com. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/podcastleo, or just search that in your app. On Twitter, it's @podcastleo, where you can check out all the live tweets from yesterday and make fun of Seth. We'll talk to you guys in a couple days when we do something that we haven't figured out yet during the bye week. But either way, check our Twitter feed. We'll keep you updated. Until then, Leo.
Leo.
He said it.
Leo. Awesome day. Leo. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Leo. All right. Great. Leo. Appreciate you guys. Leo. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Leo. Have a great day. Leo. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Leo. Oh, thank you so much. Leo. Well, thanks so much. Leo. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Leo. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Leo. Awesome. Leo.